Welcome to Women of the Metaverse. I am Cheryl Laidlaw.
I am Angela Harkness. We have been and are still on a journey to discover the Metaverse, Web 3.0, NFTs, and anything that we are required to know to join this world.
From this podcast, we will help you to unlock how the Metaverse is going to impact your brand, your business, and even your personal life.
Join us as we take the mystery out of this new digital universe.
Welcome to this episode of Women of the Metaverse. We consider this to be our most important episode so far because of the journey that we've been on and to stress the importance of listening to all the previous episodes to understand the Metaverse fully. When we started this podcast, we only thought it would take us a couple of hours a week max.
Jesus.
But I know, right? But lo and behold, we are 16 weeks in, and Angela and I are spending many more hours than that.
Yeah.
We have recently upped our social media game. We've added the podcast to YouTube. We've created our values, improved our graphics, invested in new microphones, and of course we've invested in NFTs as a result of the research that we've done. But even more importantly, as a result of what we've learned, our excitement and passion for the metaverse, NFTs, and Web 3.0 have grown tenfold, and we continue to be blown away daily by research, the news, the updates, the potential, and the limitless opportunities that can be created for everyone. So, Angela, which episode has been your favorite so far?
Okay, so I really went backwards and forwards on this one because I could have mentioned so many, but I would have to say the one about gamification. So what is gamification? I had heard the term, but I, as probably with many of you, I just thought it was to do with actual gaming, Fortnite or, Call of Duty. And it was Cheryl that actually first mentioned it to me. And when I started the research, when I started to look into it, I got it. It just appeals to me completely because of the innovation and creativity that you can adopt. It doesn't need to be expensive or complex. In fact, in the episode, the gamification episode, we talk about how a company turned a set of steps outside a train station into a piano to try and get people to use the steps more. And the results were astounding. I think it was like something like 70-80% in one day use the steps more than they normally would. And it's this kind of creativity that's just my source. It's what excites me. I love it. And we've come across this so many episodes. I'm blown away by the creativity.
It was a great episode.
Oh, it's just brilliant. So what about yours? What was yours, Cheryl?
So mine is should you buy land in the metaverse? Because doing the research on land in the metaverse wasn't such an eye-opener. Not only are there many lands to choose from, but little by little, you can see businesses investing and building out their premises. And there's a small part of me that is, I feel like I'm going to kick myself for not investing early on. I can just sense it, So for me, I feel that that was a great episode to,
and it's
dig a bit deeper into.
And it's not just big businesses that are buying land as well. I think deliberately in the episode, we tried to find small businesses that were doing, and there's some really interesting companies that are just actually like starting to build land and actually get architects involved, which I think that is incredible for architects.
Yes, absolutely. What about you? What episode most surprised you, Angela?
So DAOs. So that was the last episode. Episode 15 was What is a DAO? I was blown away by them. Like Cheryl is sick and tired of me talking about them.
I honestly, Angela has not sharp about DAOs since we started researching
it.
Not. She still continues to send me WhatsApp.
Oh my God.
Links.
I'm so excited by these because I thought I knew what they were. I remember looking them up like ages ago, way before we even started the podcast. I remember looking them up. And I thought I knew what they were. And then I started to do the research and I just realized the huge opportunities that can come from understanding them, how they could change your business, how they will change businesses going forward.
Yeah,
There's
definitely.
no
No
doubt
doubt
about
about
that.
it.
Yeah. How you can invest in them, how you can create your own. And every time I sat down to do more research, I just went down even more rabbit holes of possibilities. And like Cheryl said, I'm still reeling from that episode. My head kind of is fizzy just from ideas. I'm just going crazy with ideas. So yeah, that was the one that just blew my mind the most. What about you,
Yeah.
Cheryl? What was the one that surprised
Well,
you?
I really didn't want to do, well, it's not that I didn't want to do it. I was a bit apprehensive about doing the fashion in the
You're a
metaverse,
bit
fashion
meh.
and the
You're a
metaverse. I was
bit.
a bit like,
What
meh.
are we gonna
Uh,
say?
yeah, like, it's all the designers, blah, 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 blah. So I honestly thought that it wouldn't be that interesting. And I wouldn't be interested in digital wearables. But after some research, of course, I found it all fascinating how imaginative the designers have been. Most designer outlets have jumped on
Yeah.
board with digital wearables, and it's only a matter of time that our digital wardrobes will be full.
Yes.
I mean, who doesn't want to walk around with a glowing, sparkly top made of
Yeah.
glass
And also
that has
again,
wings?
yeah. You sent me something the other day, a t-shirt with wings, didn't you? And
Yeah, I really wanted that as an
yeah,
NFT.
you did. But it's also again, it's like the big players are in there, the big designers like Gucci and Louis Vuitton and Nike, but also some of the surprising ones like Clark's have been really inventive in going into the metaverse. And also,
Yes.
I am looking forward to buying clothes because if anybody's got a pair of Oculus and have tried to build the avatars are awful. They just the clothes. I don't know who designed the clothes for Meta's wardrobe. They're just terrible, aren't they? So
You're not impressed, are you,
no, but
Angela?
I don't know whether that's like trickery. Have they done it so badly that people are
Yeah,
like, "Oh, come on!"
eventually.
Eventually, like,
Eventually, yeah, we'll be buying our
yeah,
own
I want to buy
wearables.
something because what's there is complete rubbish. So yeah.
Definitely. So what's been your favorite episode? Yeah, what's been your favorite project?
So very small margin between because I'm just every time we do one, I'm just blown away by what I'm learning. And it would be easy to say Board Ape Yacht Club or World of Women, or even some of the fashion products that have taken place. But I'm actually going to say Wish of Vodka because I think for me, again, it's such a creative idea. It's a small business startup that has geniusly used what is available, and because it's a tangible product, but the way in which they've taken advantage of the metaverse and NFTs, but they've also used old school marketing for certain elements as well in their business. I think it's actually a perfect example of how you can straddle the digital universe and use normal retail and business tactics. So I think for me, because you can, if you're a small business, you can get ideas from them about how you could do this.
Yeah,
I think that's probably my favorite project that's gone on so far. What about you,
yeah.
Cheryl?
So my favorite project is the Board Ape Yacht Club.
Yeah,
And again, didn't want to research it, didn't really want to do it, but it made me realize that NFTs were so much more than art and how much potential NFT projects can be turned into
yeah,
so much more. I want to go to Ape Fest and I can't wait to watch the movie and I can't wait to see what celebrities do with their apes.
yeah.
So again, great episode, lots of details. They're going to be doing so much more and
It's
we'll
massive.
see
They
what
they announced
happens.
that I think the land for the other side was the
Yes.
first $1 billion sale for NFTs, wasn't it? I think that was announced just a few days ago. I mean, in like
Yeah.
just over a year, what they've achieved is mammoth,
Phenomenal.
mammoth.
Yeah. Yeah. So we are still finding, although this podcast has been successful, the metaverse is still very much not on people's
No,
radar. It is still so geared towards men, and most women think it's about gaming. So Andrew and I are concerned that in 5 years' time, if you're a female business owner and you've not made any moves to adapt and learn, then you may end up playing catch up.
yeah. What we are also learning, and we knew this to start with, and it was one of the reasons, it really genuinely was something we talked about before we even spoke about doing the podcast, is that female representation across the board in the Metaverse, Web 3.0, and NFT space is incredibly low. But UK female representation appears to be very minimal. What may be the case is that there are many more women that we are not aware of, but they are not being heard because of the American representation, or that there is a very small number of women talking about this field. So even in the States, you can see that it is quite a small circle compared to other industries of women whose names get mentioned time and time and time again. And we want to champion women in this area, and we want to push UK representation. We could say the same thing over and over and over again. The opportunities, they're endless. And it really is just the beginning of the journey. Don't think you're too late to start, because you are not. And so what we just wanted to do is mention some of the women who are
Yeah.
representing the
And
UK
if
in
you are
those.
a UK British woman
Yeah,
and we haven't mentioned you,
let us
reach
know.
out to
Yeah,
us.
let
Let
us
us
know.
know what you're
Yeah,
doing.
yeah,
And
we'd
yeah, we'd
absolutely.
love to.
So here are just some of the women that we have come across who are talking about or putting stuff out. So Lauren Ingram has a podcast called Women of Web3. So go listen to her. And Lauren has some really great guests on her podcast. Some British women, but mainly American. So again, she's probably still finding that UK representation isn't as high. Lucy Hall, who Sharon and I have known about for decades, very successful, helps small women in business. She's the founder of Digital Women, and she is starting to talk about NFTs, the metaverse, and championing them. Debbie Waskow and Anna Jones are the founders of the Albright. And for those that don't know, the Albright is a members club in London for women, and they have an NFT collection. Georgie Hubbard and Pam Colwell are founders of the Sisterhood Club. They also have an NFT collection, and their roadmap is really interesting about wanting to help small businesses and giving out grants. So they're really worth looking up. And then Bex Perfect, who has a YouTube channel called Nifty World. So Bex is mainly NFTs, isn't she? So she talks about NFTs a lot, but her
Yeah.
her YouTube videos are really good, really
She's really
informative.
watchable.
Yeah,
Yeah, really watchable. She explains things really well. And yeah, I would say at the moment, she's the only YouTube woman, UK woman representing.
yeah,
So
yeah, really big. She went like we watched an episode the other day about how you research NFTs to purchase to investing. Really, really good. So well worth having having
yeah,
a look
a
at
watch.
all of those females. Go and have do a bit of research around them.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So as we start to close out, and we did give this quite a dramatic title, our most important episode to date.
Mhm.
Cheryl, why do you think this is our most important episode?
So after researching, I've realized that you don't need to have a degree to get into this industry. There's tutorials out there to create anything you need to be part of this world. And I just want to encourage everyone, but women in particular, in particular, to go and have a look at some tutorials, have a look at the wearables. And again, in all our episodes, we do talk about, you know, different subjects around the metaverse. And I would say each episode has a tutorial on how to create some fashion, how to buy land, how to create land, how to create in the land, how to, there's everything out there ready for us to, so if you've got lots of time, definitely worth going and researching how you can do it yourselves or create a partnership like Andrew and I have and learn together.
Yeah. I think that's the thing that incites you most, isn't it? Because it's the thing you bring up a lot to me is where, for example, the fashion one, like Cheryl said, she wasn't that interested. But then she found out that she could she could learn how to make these digital wearables herself. And that was the thing. She was like, oh my God, I can actually go in and create these digital
Yeah.
wearables. And then with land in the metaverse, in Decentraland and Landbox, there's tutorials about how you build your land. The same
Yeah.
with
Step by
Horizon
step.
was step by step. So
Yeah.
one,
Same with the DAO.
yeah,
Step by step.
step by step. Daryl loves it. So yeah, I get where she's coming from. And for me, it's just every time we research a different topic, I understand how much opportunity there is for people to just create a business or build on the businesses they already have, or for individual women. So I read so many forums where some women are struggling because they need to find jobs for themselves where it's in school hours and term times only, and these jobs don't exist, or if they do, they're very low paid. And I research all of this, and I look at the opportunities to learn to code for free and to learn to design for people. Or if you're a group of stay-at-home mums, you could come together and create a DAO and put in £10 each and invest in NFTs. Or there's just I cannot stress enough, it excites me so much how much opportunity there is to create something from this new digital world. And it's not difficult to do, it's not complex. All the like the tutorials and the research and the videos, like Nifty, like Bex, we talked about her Nifty World. She's got like 80 videos just around NFTs, and each one is informative and new and shows you how to do something else. I just really urge people, if you're just thinking, oh God, this is going to go away, or it's just another thing, just do a little bit of research. Because even the topics that Cheryl and I have not wanted to do, like the DAOs I thought would be easy, or some of the other ones that Cheryl's not been that interested in, every time we research, we're forced to research something, we find out something exciting, and we get ideas for new opportunities. So we cannot urge you enough to just do the smallest bit of research, because we think that you will also see the opportunity that are out there. And that's why we wanted to do this episode, and why we think it's our most important, because of what it can create for you and how it could just massively improve your business or grow your business.
Yeah. Well, when we first started this journey, I can remember watching a video by Gary V that said you need to do, is it 40 weeks worth of, he said something like doing 40 weeks worth of research, and then you're ready to invest and get into this world. And we're on week 16 and we're loving it.
Yeah. I mean, like we said right at the very beginning, our conversation about doing this podcast was, every week we'll just throw it together. It'll be easy, it'll be quick. And now we're talking about roadmaps, and we're writing values, and we've got a Facebook community, and we've brought Oculus, and just the steps that we have taken from doing this podcast. And we knew some stuff before we started, and now it's turned into this like almost full-time thing on top of everything else. But we're not, it's from an exciting aspect, because we're like, my God, we could do this, and we could do this, and
we want to research
more. I am absolutely loving it. So that's why we think it's an important episode, because we really want you as listeners to understand the opportunities that are out there for you. So anyway, let's close this out. Cheryl, do you want to leave us with some wise words?
Sure. And today I'm going to keep it simple. Get yourself educated on all things Web3. It doesn't matter if you're 18 or 75, knowledge is everything. Don't get left behind. Join us in our Facebook community for more Metaverse talks and news, and we'll see you next week. Bye for now.
Bye. Thank you for listening to this episode of Women of the Metaverse.
You can find all information, links, and people we talked about in the show notes on our website.
If you have enjoyed this podcast, please comment and subscribe.
Join us again in the next episode as we continue this exciting Metaverse journey.